Hi-ho, guys. This is me. Is that you? You know who I am? And we are out for a ride today. Just not used to that rear tire. Okay, first thing on the agenda, I'm heading downtown. There's been a lot of discussions. People mentioning about heated gear. And I can only talk about what I know and my experience with heated equipment is from hunting. And I've used those, well, they're like hand warmers, pocket hand warmers that they sell, that you take fuel, put in them, and those get hot. You will get burned if you're not careful. This year I'm lucky enough to have heated grips. I'm part of the Pennsylvania Orange Army. And the way I have my heated grips set up right now is I do have a light hooked on to it to let me know whenever they're on and stuff. And they're on the lower left-hand corner of my dash. Which, I'll be honest with you, doesn't help much whenever I'm riding on daytime, but it does show up quite a bit at night. So that does help. But as far as heated stuff, I don't recommend anything electrical on you. They can fail and they can hurt you. I've seen horror stories. I've heard horror stories about them, and they're just not worth it in my eyes. But yeah, I missed the first snow of the area, which everybody else, it's not a big deal. Everybody's seen snow. I've got to work on, do some adjustments on the goat. The goat is the rear wheel I'm not used to, so I'm gonna take some getting used to it. And I'm finding out I'm going to have to air it down a little bit for manufacturer suggestions. It tends to track more, and I was told, well, you know what, try airing it down, it might help. To be honest with you, I don't care for street tires on this motorcycle. It just doesn't feel right. You can tell the motorcycle doesn't like it. This one doesn't anyway. Oh, wrong one. Wrong lane, Mikey. Forgot where I was going. I do have an idea that I'm coming up with. I'm working with a electrical engineer, which it doesn't really take one to do what I want to do. But I want to make sure I'm not going to hurt the bike in any way. But I'm at the bank right now. I'll continue this conversation when I come back. See you in a bit, guys. What was I talking about? First, we were again interrupted by having to go into the bank. How rude, huh? Okay, let's knock the wind here down here. Come across here in a minute. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, what I'm working on with a little friend of mine. And as you know, the KLR stock comes with a little bit of, let's say, less desirable things. Brakes being one, and front suspension being yet another. Well, I've found that, I mean, I like, whenever I'm traveling, 4-ways. And, well, a lot of bikes nowadays don't have them, including the KLR. I like the 4-way flashers. And so whenever you pull on the road, I mean, as much light, the lights you have flashed, the better to get their attention in my eyes. Just for safety. Well, you can buy modules. Takes care of that. But, I mean, they're not cheap. You can adapt the bike to it. But I don't want to go to that hassle, except for making a module, plug and play. I want to make it so I can, if it goes bad, I can rip it out, plug another one in. It's something that is safe to the bike. I don't have to worry about blowing the fuses or anything. So, my friend and I are working at making a plug-and-play module. The most difficult thing I'm coming across right now is actually finding the plugs that Kawasaki uses for their for their lights. Which, I mean, they're common plugs, but I'd say that, you know, they're really not that fun to find. We will get them. I'll get them and I'll make the module up and I'll show you guys whenever we're done. It's going to be a while. It's going to be kind of an epoxy block type thing to keep it whole, keep it water resistant to a degree. And make it so it can just plug in, fit underneath the seat. And that piece will be able to be replaced really easily. Now, there is other components to this that I'll have to get. I do have them. One is I'm going to use the switch that the previous owner of this bike used for the fog lights. And God, my visor's fogged. Here, let's put the visor up for a little bit. When you use the light that the previous owner used for fog lights, you know, and I have a flasher module. I could use the original stock one on it, the way it will be wired in, but I don't really want to go that way. So I'm going to put an independent one in place. It's all going to be fused and everything else. The links in place. It'll work. It'll be nice. It'll be set up so I can add for the future front blinkers, but I'm just planning on right now for the rear blinkers to work. More on it when I come back out of the post office. Well, this day is not my day. You know what?